Recently, I've been thinking a lot about the future of consumer tech, because right now we're pretty much just staring at rectangles all day. Whether it's our phone or a laptop, whatever it may be, it's pretty much the same form factor. And these are completely standalone and wireless. So I feel like they're actually more practical than people think. And I know what you're thinking, like, why do I even need AR glasses? But here's the thing. I fly a lot, I work from cafes, I'm always pretty much on the go, moving around, going to events. So let's wind the clocks back and start from the unboxing and just talk about what we actually get inside. So you have this premium magnetic origami box, and inside you get the ring, you get the glasses with the glasses case, as well as the sunglasses attachment, and you also get this small touchpad controller. And then in this origami style case, you have the glasses themselves. And something nice is the box actually folds completely flat, so when you are storing it away, it doesn't take up too much space. Something pretty interesting is the way these work is quite a bit different to other glasses of the same form factor. So rather than screens above with some angled mirrors, these actually have these new waveguide displays. So if you look closely in the lenses, you'll see those lines going vertically in the center. That's the waveguide display, and it's built into the glass itself. And from my understanding, this is the first time someone's actually done full color waveguide at this brightness and this resolution. So these are 1080p panels. They get up to 600 nits of brightness, which is definitely plenty bright for outside. And they do come with this nice magnetic sunshade attachment you can clip on, and that just turns them into sunglasses. But when you are wearing them, they're actually really well balanced. There's a lot of weight in the back, so it counterbalances the front weight, and they're overall pretty lightweight at 135 grams. But for me and my size, I feel like they're actually a pretty great fit. Now I have worn these out and about, and you do get a slight reaction from wearing them. You just get a lot of stares in general. And not in a bad way, but more in a curious way, because these just look very sci-fi, and like people's eyes are just automatically drawn to them because they're curious. And so you kind of just have to look past that. Like, you're trying something new, people are gonna look for sure. But I actually really like the camera placement being in the middle, because you don't get that weird offside angle that you get on a lot of others which have the camera on the side. From the outside perspective, you can definitely tell there's something a little bit different about the lenses, because you do see those lines, especially under light. You can definitely tell something's going on. But the displays are actually made by Sony, and they're OLED panels. So the quality is definitely there, and they have a 36-degree field of view. So there's actually quite a lot of coverage in the space. Like, it's not fully immersive. It is just windowed within the lenses themselves. So obviously it's not all around you like on a VR headset. So these are AR glasses, augmented reality. I honestly found my favorite thing about these was you can go ahead and watch content without being tethered, and they're standalone. They actually have a Snapdragon XR processor, 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is pretty crazy for a pair of glasses, and 128 gigabytes of storage. But yeah, these run full-fledged Android 14, so it is standalone. You don't need your phone, you don't need any computer. Everything's completely on board. Now, because this is a slightly older version of Android, it's just something to consider. You're going to be lacking some features in some areas and certain support for software on Android 16. But I'd say 90% of things work on Android 14, which is good to see. But I guess most of you know what you're getting from these. The whole concept and idea is you're getting a giant virtual screen floating in front of you in your field of view. But because these are augmented reality, you can obviously still see the real world behind that. So it's almost like having transparency mode on a pair of headphones, whereas VR headsets are more like noise cancellation. But for traveling on the go, these are incredible. Like, if you're in a plane, train, in the back of a car, just having a 150-inch screen appear in front of you really does scream the future. And it's great for consuming content like YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus. All of that is native on these, and you can even game on these glasses by pairing up a controller. But gaming's actually been really fun. The quality is really good, and it's nice just to actually look up and not down when you are gaming on your phone. I think it just gives you some neck relief, and it's just a more comfortable position to sit in. But the fact you can pair other peripherals like a controller, mouse, keyboard, it really enhances the experience of what these glasses can offer, and it feels much more like a productivity tool. Like, you could pair up a mouse and keyboard and actually use this like a miniature computer on your face. Now, paired up with those screens is some really decent speakers. They get decently loud. There is a lot of sound leak, so people on the outside can hear if you do have it cranked up pretty loud. But yeah, there's a speaker on each side as well as 4 microphones. So you can even do things like video calls on these, no problem. In terms of the battery they managed to fit in here, it is only a 660 milliamp hour cell, but it lasts 7 hours of standby time, 3 hours of music, and about 1.5 hours of video watching, so you can pretty much watch a full movie wearing these. But they do charge from 0 to 60% in just 30 minutes. Now, something that really did sell it to me was the support screen mirroring built in. And so from my MacBook, I was able to cast my screen to the glasses, and suddenly I've got my laptop and all my computer real estate, but in a private floating window on my face. And so if you're working on a train or on a flight, nobody else can see what you're working on. And this is where it really stopped feeling like a toy for me, and it started feeling like a more useful productivity tool that I can actually see myself using. And I definitely feel like these are for early adopters. If you are a person that travels a lot, maybe you work remote, you want something quite lightweight and you don't really have a demanding setup for work, then these are great. If you want to keep it private and just wear it on your face, they're a nice alternative, but I feel like you're still going to need a laptop or another device as well. It's more just for those times where you feel like switching it up a little bit. But for me, this feels almost like the first step of the midpoint between AR and VR. I feel like it sort of closes that gap. Also, quick note for the devs, but they've got a Unity SDK and an AI agent platform. So if you're building AR apps, these aren't just consumer products, you can actually develop on them.